Get ready with me while I tell you how I lost 70 pounds over the past couple of years. I've been getting so many fucking questions about how did you lose weight? Drop your workout routine. And I've been avoiding it because, first of all, I have a very sensitive relationship to my body image and to my weight. And I have had that my whole life. And I don't like to reinforce the narrative of having to lose weight to feel good and to look good. It's also not a straightforward answer. Some of the answers, just warning you, are very unconventional and you might not like them. But some of the answers are actually not healthy, but I'm gonna be 100% open. Number one is that I completely stopped calorie counting. I had a really terrible binge eating disorder in 2015, 2016 when I was starting my master's in engineering. I really did not want to do my master's. I was so fucking depressed. I felt like I had no idea what the hell I was doing with my life. So I started binge eating to escape my reality. I had agoraphobia where I was like too afraid to leave my room, and I gained 50 pounds in like 2 months. I also got sick like 4 times one winter, which never ever happens to me. I was just overall really anxious and depressed. I basically told myself, just completely stop calorie counting. Just reset your relationship to food. Just eat when you're hungry and stop eating when you're full. Because I couldn't even do that. I remember one time going to a restaurant with my brother and my uncle, and I was so fucking jealous of them because not only were they eating everything and anything that they wanted to eat, but they also stopped eating when they were full. I was so fucking jealous. I could not relate to that sensation, to that feeling of just knowing to stop when you were full. I made a promise to myself. I said, okay, bitch, no binge eating, no calorie counting, nothing, no exercise even for a whole year. Just reset your relationship to food. Number 2 is start a daily practice. I personally started yoga. I started it 4 years ago. I do the same video on YouTube called Flow Yoga by Adrienne. In the beginning, when I first started, it was so difficult for me to get through the video. I couldn't hold a single pose without panting, without sweating, without breaking it. But I told myself, keep doing it. You're gonna get stronger. Do it every single day and just see what happens. And I did. I did it everywhere. I did it in New York. I did it in Toronto. I did it in Cairo, in Dahab. I did it in LA. I did it everywhere I went. And lo and behold, I did actually become stronger. I have these muscles in my arms and they only have come from lifting myself. I was a runner. I've run a half marathon. There was a time period where I was running and doing yoga, but then I did injure my back at some point a few years ago and it still hasn't fully recovered. I initially started yoga as a way of strengthening my core and removing the weight off of my back so that I could function in day-to-day life. I have a herniated disc in my L4, L5. If it gets really bad, it can press on my sciatica and sometimes I can't even stand or walk. It's kind of an invisible disability. That was why I initially started yoga, because it did help strengthen my core and it did help remove weight off of my back. It started to actually put me in my body and I started to feel a lot of things that I never felt before. Yoga really is just teaching you how to breathe and how to stretch. The more I would breathe, the more expansive my body would get. The more I would breathe into certain crevices in my body that I never breathed into before, and I would start to feel them for the first time. My body getting more sensitive from yoga internally is also what started to inform my new diet. Number 3 is that I started to go out more. I started to actually live my life and do fun things that I wanted to do. Back when I lived in Mississauga, oh my God, guys, the only thing I would do all day, every day was go out with my friends for brunch and dinner and then to the movies and then to another dinner. Like we would just be eating nonstop. We would go to so many dessert spots and it was kind of just like the only halal thing to do, honestly. It was just heavy on the eating and very little movement because we were all in our cars. But then when I moved to America, oh my God, New York City, are you fucking kidding me? You're walking everywhere. You're taking the subway. You don't have the luxury of hiding in your car, even though I actually did have my car here for the first month and then I got rid of it because I just couldn't do it. Parking was a nightmare. When I started living my life, I started moving a lot more. I started traveling so much. I started going out. I started just like having so much adrenaline. When you're really like living your life and kind of going wild, you're not really thinking about eating or binge eating because you're feeling all of this electricity in your body, all this like high energy, and you're getting to do things you've never done for the first time in your life. So that really played a role in me not eating as much as I used to because I don't have to find pleasure from just food anymore. There's other avenues in my life that are giving me excitement. Number 4, and you guys are gonna hate this, I started smoking weed. So I still smoke weed to this day. I've been smoking for almost like 4 years now. It's definitely bad and I want to get it under control, but weed has absolutely lessened my appetite because it has given me a new feeling to experience that isn't food. And it also puts me in my body like on a much deeper level. And so I can actually feel if I'm for reals hungry or if I'm full and I want to stop eating now. I usually just smoke sativa, but if I smoke indica or if I eat a gummy, depending how I feel, like I can get into like a munchie episode. And I think I used to do that more so in the beginning. But now I feel like I'm always more like smoking on the go. Sometimes weed does replace my meals and that's not healthy and that's not good. But I am telling you, part of why I have lost weight. Number 5, and you guys are legitimately gonna hate this, anxiety. For probably like 7 months of last year, I had terrible anxiety and I legitimately could not eat. I was going through so much. I was going through a breakup with my father, with a lover, with a soul sister, with my agent, with a TV show I'd been writing for 5 to 6 years, with my city. I left New York and I went to LA. I was not okay. I was literally so fucking anxious. My heart was beating through the roof every single morning, all day, every day, that I legitimately could not eat for 7 months. I used to be so jealous of girls who swung this way in college, who were like, oh, I'm too nervous to eat. I would have been like, bitch, fuck you. Okay, I wish I had that problem. Until it happened to me last year. And then I was like, this is actually really scary because it's like you just reach a point where you forget what it even feels like to feel hungry. It's almost like a point of no return. I had a therapist say to me once, I'm not gonna see you unless you eat consistently for at least half a year. So yeah. Number 6 is somatic therapy. That therapist that I just mentioned that said that she wouldn't see me unless I ate for a few months straight, she's actually a somatic therapist. She's a somatic healer. And she lives in LA and I worked with her for a couple of years. She can do things that I've never seen anybody else in the world be able to do. She just like works physically on your body and she presses down on parts of your body like your jaw or your lower back or your rib cage or your neck and your shoulders where you're holding tension, and you just kind of like scream and fight back and do these movements to kind of get the energy out of your body. That woman literally changed my life. She taught me how to ground myself whenever I'm like extremely overwhelmed. She gave me actual physical tools to be able to like unclench my vagina and then get better orgasms. Definitely helped move some stored energy through my body. That brings me to my next point, which is plant medicine. I've done a total of 6 ayahuasca journeys at this point in my life, and I did them all in Egypt, which was a blessing to do it in my motherland. Ayahuasca, you have to do like an intense, strict diet beforehand. Then you take the actual medicine and you purge a lot. What you're vomiting is not actually food. It's like stored energy that's in your body, like dark energy, some trauma that you're holding on to. We know now from research and from science that this stored trauma, if it doesn't leave your body, it can, I don't know, metabolize into cancer. On ayahuasca, I explicitly have a memory of one of my journeys where I wanted to know why I had vaginismus, and I focused on the womb and it was killing me. And I used to have kind of like a pouch around my womb. But then after that journey, I saw what I needed to see, and then I purged from my womb. And I swear to God, the pouch kind of went away. And whatever pain I was feeling here, it just permanently went away. I can't lie, like ayahuasca, I've definitely noticeably lost weight after each ceremony. It did what yoga did, and it did what somatic therapy did, and it did what we did, and it put me deeper into my body so that I can actually feel, what do I want? Do I want to eat, or do I want to sleep, or do I want a different feeling? Number 8, and you guys are gonna absolutely hate this, being broke, okay? Or maybe you guys will love it and relate to it. I have been struggling financially a lot since everything went down last year. I also had a breakup with a mentor, comedian professional of mine, and guys, a bitch is broke. There have been times this year and last year where I just did not have enough money for dinner. It be like that sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta go to sleep without eating. And you know what? You drop 3 pounds you really do drop 3 pounds that night. And usually like God comes through, something happens where someone invites me for food, or there's like free food at work or whatever. Number 9 is self-pleasure and sex. Different things that have helped me get into my body more. Masturbation and sex is definitely up there. I would say that my yoga and all my other somatic work helped me experience sex better, but I also do feel like it is a self-feeding loop, as in if I'm in touch with my body, I can have really good sex, but also if I have really good sex, that can get me more in touch with my body, and that can also introduce another pleasure or another feeling in my body that isn't just food. My body started to really change and started to become more of a woman, even though I've always had a woman's body. And lastly, it's making better choices. Now that I'm like way more in touch with my body than I've ever been in my entire life, I now know what makes me feel good. I know that eating a cucumber immediately makes me feel cleansed. I know that drinking tea and hot soup makes me feel warm. Drinking wine is gonna immediately inflame my spine. It's gonna immediately bring up my back issues. It's gonna make me feel bloated. If I eat like a bunch of carb and cheese that's really oily and fast foody, I know that I'm gonna get the itis. I'm gonna feel really heavy. I'm gonna wanna like go to sleep immediately after. It's gonna drop my energy levels. I make choices of what to eat based on how I wanna feel the rest of the day. And I also stop eating based off of how I want to feel immediately after. These are all the reasons why I lost 70 pounds over the past couple of years. I hope you guys appreciate this really honest, open video. I hope it gave you guys some answers, and my advice honestly is to throw away the fucking scale. I haven't weighed myself in so long. I used to weigh myself every single day, morning and night. If I ate, if I shot, if I took a shower, if I took my clothes off, I would weigh myself, okay? Because the 0.1 pounds really made a difference to my self-esteem. Now, like maybe every few months I'll be in someone's home and they'll have a scale and I'll step on it. I'll be like, I wonder what I'm in now. I used to be at my peak, I believe I was like 235, and now I'm probably in the 150s. I really don't even fucking care anymore. So yeah, there's that.